Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new series of Win, Lose or Draw. This is the series where I take on you guys on Twitter and a special random guest every single week to see who comes out on top in a series of championship predictions. So let's get into this video. So yep, last season I just edged out you guys on Twitter to take the crown at the end of the season. It was a close run thing, but I got the job done. Follow me on Twitter if you want to get involved in the voting and have your say. But this season I've had enough of the random wheel. It was rubbish. It didn't have a clue. So I've brought in a brand new special guest and you're going to absolutely love her. So guys, as you can see, this is the special guest for this season of Win, Lose or Draw. She's an absolute sweetheart. This is my puppy Bueno, and she is going to be better than the wheel. She's already told me she knows her football. She's just burped in my face. Thank you, Bueno. But she's just had her lunch as well, so not the best. Oh, she stinks. She's biting me now, aren't you, Bueno? You don't want to be up here. You don't want to be on the line. Okay, let's get into our predictions. We'll hear from Bueno later on. So yep, you've met Bueno. She'll be giving her predictions later on, so stick around to the end of the video to see if she is better than the wheel or better than either of us. But let's get into my predictions and yours. So Watford Boro, the Friday night game to kick off the season. Vladimir Ivic making his debut in the Watford dugout. Of course, Neil Warnock's been in the dugout for many years now, but these are going to be pretty short previews, I think, because if you want to see my extended previews of each team, you're going to have to check out my Championship 1 to 24 predictions. But Watford Boro for me, pretty straightforward. I think it's going to be a home win. Ivic is going to get off the mark with a flyer with 3 points. And you guys, let's look at the vote. You guys agree with me. 71% of you think Watford will beat Boro. Birmingham versus Brentford up next. Pep Clotet out of the door at Birmingham, replaced by Aita Karanka. Hopefully he'll do a better job there. They're taking on Brentford, the losing playoff finalists, of course, lost against Fulham. But Brentford are looking good heading into this season. They've still got Ben Rama, just sold Ollie Watkins, and they'll be doing their best to keep hold of their star men and fight for promotion once more. I'm going with the favourite again here. I'm going to say Brentford are going to get the away win. I love Thomas Frank. I like this Brentford team. And you guys, you agree with me. 66% of you think Brentford will win. Don't worry, we're going to disagree soon. Next up is Wycombe versus Rotherham, two of the Championship's new boys. Obviously, Rotherham have played at this level before. Wycombe, not for a very long time. Gareth Ainsworth, what a legend. What a job he has done. I can't wait to see the Chair boys at this level, in this league, taking on some of the massive teams. But this one's pretty winnable for them. And you know what? I think they're going to do it. I think they've got enough about them. I think they're going to be so G'd up for this Championship start, for this Championship season. I'm backing Wycombe to beat Rotherham. You guys, you disagree with me. You think Rotherham will get the away win and that Wycombe could be the whipping boys of this division. Huddersfield Norwich up next. Huddersfield with another new manager after getting rid of the Cowleys. Corberan in the door there, and they're taking on relegated Norwich, who have lost 12 games in a row, but that's not stopping me backing Daniel Farke and his men. Basically, look at their squad. They've still got Cantwell, Buendia and Aarons, and they've added the likes of Hugill and as well Ben Gibson at the back. So you can't back against Norwich in this one, I don't think. 79% of you think that Norwich will win. We've agreed on this one. The Canaries are going to win. Barnsley versus Luton up next, and Gerhard Struber's Great Escape was probably better than Nathan Jones' Great Escape when he returned to Luton, but both managers did an exceptional job after lockdown to keep their teams up. But I think Barnsley are going to have a good season here. I think Struber's going to have a very good season. They've done well to keep him, so for that reason I'm backing them to get all 3 points. And you guys, looks like you agree with me. 66% of you think Barnsley will beat Luton. Preston versus Swansea now, two playoff contenders from last season. Swansea made it, Preston didn't. And obviously Preston, they're looking decent again heading into the new season. Swansea have had a few changes, lost the likes of Brewster, but brought in some other decent players as well. Gibbs White from Wolves, one of them. We've got a disagreement on this one because I think Swansea are going to do it. I think Steve Cooper's going to have a good season. I think they're going to have a good playoff charge here. I think they'll get the win. You guys, meanwhile, think that Alex Neil's Preston side will beat Swansea. How many of you? 46% of you think Preston will win this one. Millwall versus Stoke up next. Two other teams I think might be challenging for the playoffs, certainly in the top half this season. Michael O'Neill with a fantastic job that he's done at Stoke. Gary Rowett at Millwall, excellent as well. Let's see how Troy Parrott does for Millwall. That's a key signing for us to keep an eye on, I think. I think Martin O'Neill will get this Stoke side going. I think they'll be challenging for the top 6 this season. So I'm backing Stoke to get off to a winning start. This will be a huge win for them early on. Meanwhile, you guys, another disagreement. This is good. This is where the wins and losses come into play. You guys, 59% of you think Millwall will beat Stoke. Cardiff Sheffield Wednesday up next. I think Cardiff are one of the stronger teams in the division. I think Sheffield Wednesday, with that 12-point deduction, will be struggling at the bottom. So fairly simple, even with what's gone on with Mendes-Lang. What on earth has happened there? But I'm backing Cardiff to win and Neil Harris to have another good season. You guys agree with me? Just 39% of you think Cardiff will beat Sheffield Wednesday. Bristol City versus Coventry up next. I've tried to be as impartial as possible here. I love what Bristol City have done. I'm not sure on the manager choice, but their squad is looking so strong. The likes of Alfie Mawson they've added, Chris Brunt as well, Sessegnon. It's looking absolutely stacked as well, with Leon Walsh, the Coventry player from last year, in there as well. He might miss this one due to injury, but Coventry, they're looking decent. They've got a few injuries heading into this one, to be honest. I've gone for a draw, just because I think it might take a bit of time for Bristol City to get properly going this season. I think it could be a good time to play them. I'm backing my boys to get a point. You guys disagree. Fair enough. 58% of you think Bristol City will beat Coventry. QPR versus Forest up next. Matty Cash has left Forest. Abira Eze's left QPR. So very difficult to call. They've both lost key players heading into this one. If you see where I put Forest in my 1-24 championship predictions, you'll realise that I think they're going to do quite well this season, even after the disappointment of how last season ended. So I've gone for Forest. You guys agree with me. 65% of you think Lamucci can get back on the winning horse. Derby versus Reading up next. Bit of an easy one for me, I think. Derby looking quite good heading into the new season, even though they've lost two key players. Meanwhile, Reading, what on earth's going on there? We don't know much about the manager. He's not got that many credentials. The signings are going to come flooding in over the next couple of weeks, I think. I'm not convinced by Reading this season. I'm going for Derby, and you guys agree with me. 40% of you think Derby will win this one. And finally, Bournemouth versus Blackburn. They've lost Ramsdale, they've lost Ake, they've lost Callum Wilson, they've got a new manager, but still, I think Bournemouth are looking decent heading into this one. But Blackburn, we know what they can do. Tony Mowbray knows this squad inside out. They could hit the ground running. So for that reason, I'm picking a draw for this one. You guys pretty predictably are picking a Bournemouth win with the quality in their squad. 67% of you think the Bournemouth will win this one. So those are our predictions. Let's see how Bueno got on with hers. Okay, Bueno, this is your big moment. Stay. Okay, who's going to win? This is Watford, Middlesbrough. Bueno, go on, pick one. She's gone for the biscuit in my hand first. Okay, we'll give her a bit of time. That's all my biscuits in my hand. Bueno, pick one of the. She's just learnt high five as well. But she doesn't. Maybe she's not a football fan. Oh, she has picked the draw there. The draw in Watford Boro. Okay, we're at Birmingham, Brentford next. Bueno, who you got? Brentford away win, no messing about there. Okay, at Wycombe, Rotherham, the battle of the championship newbies here. Who we got, Bueno? Come on, pick one. She doesn't like either of these teams. Wycombe or Rotherham. Come on, Bueno, pick one. Hey! Do you want a biscuit? She's looking at them. She's gone for Wycombe, a win for Gareth Ainsworth. Huddersfield, Norwich up next. Huddersfield versus Norwich. And that's a Norwich win. Good girl, Bueno. Okay. Luton. That was a quick one. Luton to win. Okay, we've had a change of ends for Preston versus Swansea. Bueno, do you fancy this one? Come on. Bueno. She's more interested in the kitchen cupboard. Here she goes. Swansea away win. Oh, she's got them all. Okay, up next is Millwall versus Stoke. This could be a long run up for Cardiff versus Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday need the win here with their minus 12 points deduction. Bueno isn't too bothered about this. I don't know if she's maybe had enough of biscuits, which is ridiculous. She has just had her lunch. That could influence things this week. Maybe we'll try it a different time next week. But she's a puppy. She should want these biscuits. And she's making a move now. Oh, and she's wandered towards Cardiff. Now, Bueno, I don't want to say that your whole livelihood depends on this fixture, but it's Bristol City versus Coventry. You simply have to pick Coventry. You know what? A draw. I will take that. She veered towards Bristol City, but she did pick a draw. Good girl. Okay, up next, QPR Forest. And go on then, Bueno. Forest away win. We're on to Derby Reading, and that was Reading. There was no messing about there whatsoever from Bueno. Finally, we're on to the final game, Bournemouth v Blackburn. Bueno's very glad this is the last game. She's gone down the middle of the draw. Go on, help yourself to the other treats as well. Good girl, Mystic Bueno. She's done a great job. Let's have a look at all of our predictions.
Good girlie.
Wow, a point for Coventry at Bristol City according to Bueno. I'll let her stay in the house for a little bit longer until next week anyway. But if we look at the table here, we can see that we all think Forest will win at QPR. Brentford have been backed as well. Watford, predictably, perhaps. There's a few good picks in here. We disagree on Stoke, Millwall. That's a key game. Preston, Swansea as well. All playoff contenders, I think. But if we look to the bottom of the table, this is always the interesting bit. You guys have got the lowest odds by far. 9,917 to 1. And that could be to do with the fact you've backed all 3 relegated sides from the Premier League. Watford, Bournemouth and Norwich all to win. Meanwhile, I'm on 47,125 to 1. That's pretty high, to be honest. And Bueno, poor old Bueno, but maybe she knows something that we don't. She's too cute to get things wrong, surely. 229,000 to 1. That is huge if that comes in. But we'll have to see how we get on this weekend. I'm so excited that football is back. Leave a like if you are too. Let me know how you think your championship team is going to get on in the comments down below. And also subscribe and like if you want to see more of me talking about the Football League or just more of Bueno. That is absolutely fine as well. But for now, guys, that is it. I will see you on the next one.